Now then, here we go. Oh, look in there. That is absolutely sensational. That is a Wigan Kebab. Look at that. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're making the Wigan Kebab. Oh, a culinary masterpiece. Okay, in here I've got shin beef and chuck. We're going to cube it up, salt and pepper it, sear it off, chuck it in the Instant Pot. We're using the Instant Pot to cook this. First stage, and you know, this is what you do to cook off meat that's going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours to cook. It'll cook in there in 50 minutes. Let's crack on and do it, come on. So this is shin. You can see with all the fat in there and everything, beautiful. So I'm just going to bring in a bowl, and what we're going to do is chuck it in there, because then we can put a little bit of flour on and salt and pepper. Okay, so we got the shin going on here, and you know, we want to be cutting this into really good chunks. Okay, really good chunks, because the pressure cooker, obviously when it cooks, it's going to reduce. Of course it is. And we want chunks of meat. So this is shin. Good old-fashioned quality meat. You know, like stewing steak, braising steak, shin brings massive beef flavor to stews, pies, anything. But it takes a long time to cook. It's the old-fashioned meat that went in everything, you know. It's a straightforward one. We want to season our meat, salt and pepper. That is all. And give it a good seasoning. Just going to give that a little mix up. Okay, and get that seasoning on all that beef in there. I'm just going to go in there with some flour. That should get it, I reckon. Give that a coating. Okay, that's got that stickiness all over that beef. So we're going to bring in a pan and we're going to sear it, and then we're going to chuck it in the Instant Pot liner. So it's a case of chuck some oil in there. Enough to sear this meat. And we want to be giving this a sear. Looks like we're doing it in a couple of lots, because I've got quite a lot here. You know, in the recipe for the Wigan Kebab, it will be about 700 grams of beef. I'm cooking all this so I can put some to freeze. I've got about 2 kilos here. Give it a little turn over. That's what we're after. Some really good colour. So when you're cooking meat like this, it's all stuck together, you know, with the flour, and it sticks slightly in there, but obviously when it cooks off and sears, you can then move it. There's no point trying to scrape it all around the pan if it's stuck. It will release. I'm going to take our Instant Pot liner, I'm going to take that from there to there and carry on. We're not trying to cook this, you see, we just want to get a little sear on here. Okay, that'll do. Right, we're going to get that out of there, and then what we're going to do is chuck some stock in here and get that off that pan. Okay, this in here is 2 OXO cubes broken up with some water. We're going to add a little bit more flavour in. We're going to add a little bit of Worcester. We're going to add about a tablespoon of tomato puree in there. And you can do Dijon mustard, a teaspoon. We're going to give that a whisk up. And this is going to form the base of our gravy. We're going to go in that pan with a little bit of that, and we're going to just bring it to a simmer and take off the fond inside the pan, and we're going to add that to our Instant Pot. So there you go, that should have taken that fond off the bottom of that pan. Flame off, we're going to chuck that in the Instant Pot, dump your liner in there and tip that in there. And as you can see, it's cleaned the pan. So we got all that yummy goodness in there. There you go. I'm just going to go in there with the rest of that we've just made up. And we're going to give it a stir around. There's nothing else going in here but this meat and that gravy mix. On with your lid. Press the pressure cook and set your time. We're going to cook on high, but we're going to cook for 50 minutes. That's it. So that's it, 50 minutes, and then we're going to naturally release it. Let it release naturally for 20 minutes. So that's 22 minutes natural release. We just flick the switch and let it do its thing. And then what we're going to have some fantastic cooked beef in here and quite a lot of fluid gravy, which we're going to use in our cooking and thicken for our pies. It's got all that flavour in there from cooking the meat. And look at this for how perfectly cooked that is. Look at that, that is ridiculously good. There you go. That's coming out, pressure cooker done. But we will use that gravy in there that's got all that flavour. Come on, let's crack on. Onion, potato, a little bit of celery because I had it, and I've got some carrots. Up to you what you put in really. It's a meat and potato pie, a Lancashire pie. But, you know, you can put anything in, come on. So we want to dice up some onion, big or small as you like. It's entirely up to you. Now I've got a couple of little onions here, look. Not the best, but they're going to do for the job, yeah. So you can see where we're at. It's nice and steady. It's just slice and dice. Carrots, you can use any carrot. I've got these baby carrots, that's what I'm using. And again, we just want some diced or sliced. It depends on what you want to do, you know. Got a little bit of celery, look. Same again. Okay, we got some potatoes. All we need to do is dice the potatoes. Bring in that pan. In there, oil. I'm going to chuck some butter in. In there with some butter. Nice little flame on. Come on. In there with your onion. Nice little stir on there. Nice little golden on here. Take out the rawness of the onion. Nice quick stir. Carrots. Celery. In there, pinch of dry thyme. That can rehydrate with our veggies. Have some salt in there. Have some pepper in there. Have a stir in. In there your potatoes. Gonna have about 4 or 5 minutes on there, stirring that around. In there, a couple of tablespoons of flour. Good tablespoon of tomato puree, tomato paste. Bring that in. And then we're going to start adding our fluid from our Instant Pot. Got a nice fond sticking on the bottom there, look. I mean, this stuff is exceptional. Exceptional meaty gravy. Right there. Look at that for quality. Oh yeah. Come on. In there. What a nice thick gravy sauce in there. And it's going to take about 20 minutes to cook that thick. In there with a bay leaf. Boom. Open pan, no lid on. We're trying to cook this to a thick gravy and cook the potato and everything in here, okay? So nice and steady. Nicely bubbling away. I'm just going to add a little bit of umami in here. I'm adding a teaspoon of Marmite. Oh no! Intensify that beef flavor. Oh, now we're talking. Now this recipe is completely inspired by something I saw the other day. I saw Will and Jack over at Fallow with Tom Kerridge, and it was one of the best programs I've seen in a long time. Really loved it. And obviously Tom Kerridge is a pie man, and it's a pie episode. Now Will and Jack, they remind me, in fact they all do in Tom Kerridge as well, they all remind me of the earlier days when it was all fun and a laugh and a joke. Mind you, one of them talks a bit posh, but you know, he's from Lancashire. But anyway, this is a big shout out to them, you know. I saw this on there, I thought we're doing it. Go check out the pie episode over at Fallow. We're getting there, look, we're getting a nice thick gravy. I can feel that the potatoes are still a little bit firm. So we're just going to keep going a little bit longer. Okay, we got this lovely thickness going on now, look, this looks lush. Now if you find that bay leaf, out that comes. We don't want that in the pie. There you go. That is sensational. Just let it cool down. Now it's short crust pastry all day today, so you can just use a ready-made short crust or you can make it. So let's get some pastry rolled out. Now our tin's that big, look. And you see, but we want the pastry to come up the side, obviously we do. So we're going to go for a tin, a cutter about that big. That should fit inside our tin. So let's whip that out of there and we're good to go. And we're just going to take that, we're going to take our pie tin, we're going to shove that in there like that, and we're just going to work it up to the top. Okay, we want to work it up to the top nice and gently. So there you go, let's do it with them all. Come on. Nice, quick, simple. And you can just fold it in like that, look. And that drops straight into the bottom of the tin, and then you just start manipulating it round to fit. Okay, you want to be rolling out some lids. We want some lids to fit this. Obviously we want 6. Okay, grab a tray, and what we're going to do is move them around on here. We'll fill them on here. Well, a little bit of that gravy veg in there, look. And then we're going to get some of that meat. And we've got to pack this meat in there. It's got to be full of meat. Oh, we got that going on. Look at that. You know, and you could put a little bit more of that. If you're going to make a pie, fill it up. So again, just put the filling in that you want in there. And we want a lot of it in there. We want to pack it out. This has got to have the meat and everything in. Now, the thing is with this, you could mix it all in a bowl and just put it in here. Now, make sure your oven's on at 200. Let's get the tops on here. Come on. grab yourself a fork and just round the top like that. It makes not a jot really, but you never know, it might squish it up together. I doubt it. And then we're going to put a vent hole in, because there's an awful lot of fluid in here, moisture. Obviously you'll be a little bit more careful than me, I'm rushing, but you know, they're not bad for a rush pie. I mean, come on, look at these things. Right, we're going on the top of here with a little bit of egg wash, and obviously if it goes all over it's going to stick on the tin, but not to worry. Okay, so on here. Right, this is going to go in the oven half an hour at 200. You could probably go 205, 210, somewhere around about there. Looking beautiful. Okay, when you've had your time, those pies are smelling awesome. Out they come. Come on, we're on there. So what we're going to do, I don't know. We're going to leave them 5 or 6 minutes to cool down. We're going to get them out of a tin and we're going to have our Wigan Kebab. Now with your Wigan Kebab, you've got to decide, do you want to slather butter inside your barm cake, bread cake, or do you want it plain? Up to you. I want slathered in butter so it melts onto the pastry. And then you've got to find a way of dropping your pie out of there into your barm cake. Oh, beautiful, beautiful cooked pastry under there. On there. Oh man. Is it ketchup or brown? Brown sauce HP or ketchup tomato sauce? On there. Get it to run down there. Oh, look at that monster. That needs to be cutting into this kebab. Straight down there. Oh yeah, come on. Straight through there. Oh, it's steaming. Did you see the steam? Now then, here we go. Oh, look in there. That is absolutely sensational. That is a Wigan Kebab. Look at that. That is absolutely unreal. Look at it steaming away. That is superb. That is absolutely incredible. Come on. I'm hearing you. How do you eat it? That eats it like this. Oh man. That is absolutely superb. That gravy sauce we made up in there is so rich. It's got a really deep flavour. And obviously our beef is just melting your mouth. There you go, Wigan Kebab. There you go, influenced by Jack and Will over at Fallow. Superb. Absolutely superb. A Wigan Kebab. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make a Wigan Kebab. In fact, tell me if you've had a Wigan Kebab in Wigan. Let me know. Do you have it with butter on your barm cake or no butter? Do you go for HP or tomato sauce, ketchup? Which one do you go for? Let me know. There you go, an absolutely superb bit of fun, but it is actually a real recipe, and look at that, it's absolutely packed. Proper kebab. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Oh, catch you in the next video. That is absolutely ridiculously fantastic.